Republican Senator Rand Paul warning his GOP colleagues a potential ban on TikTok could backfire as lawmakers work to address rising national security concerns regarding the Chinese-owned social media app. In an interview with Politico this week, Paul says Republicans will continuously lose elections for a generation, arguing that they will lose popularity among young voters. We want to bring in NewsNation political analyst Elizabeth Prawn for reaction to Paul's remarks. Okay, so is he correct to say only the GOP will lose young voters, especially as Democrats are also on the side of banning TikTok?
That's so right. Good morning, Adrienne. And we've seen critics say, wait a second, this is a bipartisan effort. But there's a caveat there, because yes, there is bipartisan support. There are multiple proposals. So let's start with Senator Rand Paul. This is so on brand for him, right? He's always been someone who speaks out, maybe going out on a limb. He's never been afraid to do so. And listen, we've been talking about a potential ban for some time now, which to me really seems like political posturing. I mean, it's hard for anyone to really imagine the courts accepting a nationwide ban of a social media platform, even if it's something the Biden administration signs off on, but that hasn't stopped politicians, right? So the battle lines have been drawn. TikTok itself, as you mentioned, is really something that lawmakers agree is negative. It impacts teens. It's something that they want to see some restrictions on. It's how are those restrictions? So what is the meat of Rand Paul's argument? So first of all, he says this is a First Amendment issue. We cannot limit free speech. And secondly, he says this alienates younger generations at a time when specifically, as you mentioned, Republicans need that demographic. So if you saw his op-ed, he published it recently. He quoted part 71% of young women and 53% of young men are voting for Democrats. So he said, you know, we need that voter bank. And he also wrote in part, if you don't like TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, don't use them, but don't think any interpretation of the Constitution gives you the right to ban them. So as you and I talked about politically, members of Congress here are citing national security. It's just how you're going to do it. So Adrienne, we're seeing Democrats say, you know, there's another way to go around this. We're seeing a small group of House Democrats. They're led by Representative, I believe it's Jamal Brown. He's from New York. And he's saying, listen, there's other ways that we can put privacy restrictions that would impact all social media outlets. So we're seeing lawmakers figure out different ways to protect this younger generation, which you and I have talked about. Well, I mean, all media has talked about really impacting that younger generation. Remember, there's 150 million people just on TikTok that subscribe to TikTok. That's not even including YouTube or Snapchat or Instagram, Facebook. There's so many social media outlets.
But there's a lot of middle-aged
Adrienne.
women on TikTok. I just think Senator Rand Paul is somebody that, I mean, his own party even loves to hate. Senator Josh Hawley calling his comments ridiculous. But why are lawmakers focusing on young people? TikTok is being used by 90-year-olds who have more followers than any of us.
And it's funny you should say that because Representative Bowen actually had a group of influencers. One of them was, I believe it was a World War II vet who is hard of hearing, and he has a huge following on TikTok.
Like you said, 150 young people. It's not just bebés. It's the mamas. It is the middle-aged. It is the influencers of every age. And the fact is, I just had one more quick question. Why are lawmakers focusing on TikTok? There are a lot of young people who don't like social media at all because of so much that we've heard is spyware inside of a lot of apps, not just TikTok.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've heard that question a lot, and people will say, and Democrats will say, this is the geopolitical issue, right? It's all focusing on China. And they're also piggybacking on the hearing where we saw the CEO of TikTok say all of the things that they're doing to protect American users. So you have a very valid question there. And we did see lawmakers question that CEO. And a lot of them did use statistics because, listen, we're here, you and I, to present both sides of the stories. And the lawmakers will say, here are the statistics of the damaging effects of teens and preteens using social media. So to answer your question, those are the two sides of the argument there.
Yeah, and still, we don't know why. We should be focusing on every app. We should be focusing on every age range. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.